off like. Cause it's cold outside and I don't know why. I'm just living my life.
Hello, yeah. This is the first video I've done for a while, and it's the first video I'm going to try and get me video editing software to work with, because the software I was using from Microsoft is now unsupported, and therefore I can't use it because it was like internet, teleconnection to the internet to authenticate it, and the other video software package has stopped working, so I'm learning Adobe Premiere at the minute, and it's taking weeks, which isn't helping the output of my videos. But never mind, let's move on to the pickup video. Now, I've picked up quite a bit since the last time I've done a video, actually, and I just want to run through. I've got that many, it'll probably take 2 or 3 videos, but I'm going to start off with Spectrum and Megadrive games, 2 of my favourite systems of all time. Brilliant memories. The Megadrive, my favourite 16-bit, the Spectrum, my favourite 8-bit. But so the first game is Operation Wulf. Now this is a game similar to Narc 75, but in Narc 75 you can see a little soldier running back and forth, shooting using the same crosshair as what's in Operation Wulf, basically. The graphics on the Spectrum rather, sort of level 1's like white and black. Level 2's like blue and black. That's how you knew what level you were on. Didn't stop it from being a class game. In the arcade you had the gun, but it's still a class act. That's when I used to complete games. Now moving on to this R-Type, my favourite 4-minute shoot 'em up. On the Spectrum, this is my favourite version, believe it or not, and that's not rose tinted glasses, it's just smooth. The animation on the ships, not necessarily animation, the sort of actual the actual sprites are just brilliant, and the gameplay is lovely and fair and smooth, and I don't think it's as difficult. It's not as infuriating as what it is on the arcade, so that was the beauty of home systems. They used to sort of reduce the difficulty, like the Neo Geo AS, you had a choice to reduce the difficulty on that, the home system for the Neo Geo, and it makes a hell of a difference, just makes it more fun. The arcades obviously are there to get as much money off you as possible, so the difficulty is ridiculous sometimes. Total Recall, Spectrum, platformer, typical movie tie-in, but every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie in the 80s and early 90s, say the 80s for the Spectrum, were good. You've got Total Recall, and I can't remember the other ones, but I know True Lies came out for the SNES, and that's a bit of a good game as well, which is completely irrelevant to what I was talking about, but just my memory fails us. But Total Recall, very playable, side-scrolling, beat 'em all platformer, great game back in the day, and completed that. I completed this, great 2-player game. Narc, that's the only way I played it, because at the time I was playing a lot of 2-player with a friend of mine, and this is just fantastic. You sort of like a vigilante, I believe, or part of the Narc drug people who try to get the drugs off the street. So you've got The villains, again, it's like a Golden Axe Streets of Rage but with a gun, a bit like Alien Storm, more like Alien Storm on the Megadrive in arcade than Golden Axe obviously, or Streets of Rage, because you've got this gun and you've got like the enemies throwing syringes at you with drugs in, and it has different effects and ultimately kills you. Then you've got like a smart bomb or like a rocket launcher or something comes into the screen, shoots the rockets up in the air, boom. It's just fast action, fast paced, good challenge. And I mean, I did play it on occasion in one player. It's just a great game. No, I mean, what I'm collecting for the Spectrum are the games I've played, the games I know. I'm not collecting any old game. Just for the value. I don't say the point. I just want to relive my childhood by collecting the games that I actually played. But let's move on to, actually I've got one more game on the Spectrum, Street Fighter, the original. I haven't played it, doesn't look too clever, but I'll get you some screenshots while I'm talking about it. I believe it's a one-on-one fighter, but I'm not 100% sure. The footage that I'll capture will certainly clear that up. Just really cool to have. I've just been saying I'm not buying the ones that I had and stuff. I'm buying the ones that I had and stuff. This is an exception because I love Street. This is a piece of history. Because the Street Fighter series, really Street Fighter 2 and possibly Street Fighter 3, Third Strike I think it's called. It came out on the PlayStation or PlayStation 2, but Street Fighter 2 is just an utter classic. I think they still have tournaments based on Street Fighter 2, Hyper Fight, now one of the offshoots, one of the apparent upgrades, but the original on the SNES was fantastic. And it goes into the Neo Geo because I put an advert up, or I saw an advert in one, back in the day, didn't have eBay and that, in one of the computer and video game magazines. We used to get the odd, well, we used to have like advertisements, people selling stuff, personal ads, and this guy rang up with a Neo Geo. I rang him and he said, well, I've got an offer that I'll not get off again. He says, I've got a Neo Geo fully boxed, like new condition, and one or two games. One of them was Thrash Rally and all that. Might have been NAM 75 as well. But I got that for a in exchange for a Super Nintendo with a converter and Street Fighter 2, because back then games came out in Japan a lot sooner than what it came across here. So, and I want to play Street Fighter 2. Best investment I made, because I ended up with Neo Geo because of it. Doom Troopers. I haven't got a clue what this is. I'll try and stick some footage on when I'm talking about it, but I actually ordered one of the Castlevanias and I've ended up with Doom Troopers. When I was ordering all this stuff, my mind was on sorting other things out, so I didn't actually look, I didn't sort of check it. I thought this was just another name for the Castlevanias, but it's not. Repro, this is very hard to get. Splatter House 2 came out on the PC Engine originally, the first one anyway. Megadrive, updated graphics, plenty of goal, standards like side-scrolling, beat 'em up if you like, very popular. And I bought it to play it, but with my next cartridge I'm going to show you, really, these type of games I don't need to buy if I just want to play them, because this one, as well as the SNES Mini where you put Megadrive games on, which I'm going to do a video about. Megadrive, Everdrive, about 70 quid these are. and basically every Megadrive that ever came out, Megadrive game that ever came out, you can either put on here or it's already on here. It's got an SD card slot, so I'm not sure what gig it takes up to, but Megadrive games are like 1 megabyte. I think the maximum one I saw was 3 megabyte, which was something like Jungle Book from Disney. Aladdin was quite big as well, but that's the first pick-up video, and I'm probably going to do at least another one because I want to keep my videos shorter this time. But it's great being back, and new setup here. I've got a bit more room, and hopefully you guys prefer this sort of format, because I could easily change it back to the way I was doing it, sort of overhead, where you didn't actually see me face, sort of explaining stuff that way. But I'll leave it like this for the time being and see how it goes. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon after this one uploads, after I've learned how to use the video editing software. So I'll definitely get a Christmas special out, and hopefully I'll get one or two other pick-up videos out before Christmas. Thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and I will see you soon. Keep on gaming.